Sancho, so unlucky. Same end as the Euros, by the way. So unlucky with his penalty. It looked to be heading into not exactly the postage stamp, but certainly out of the keeper's reach, and out of nowhere, Ederson finds a hand to get on the ball, pushes it onto the woodwork, and out it comes at a narrow angle. Could so easily have squeezed in. Sancho so unlucky. That brought City back level. And then Johnny Evans, well, his penalties head into the heavens. Incredible stuff from him. I don't think he's taken many in his career, and all that means that Manchester City will finally lift the Community Shield. They've lost the last 3. They were starting to get a reputation of not being bothered about the thing, but actually, when Akanji's penalty hit the back of the net, the players sprinting forward to celebrate in blue shirts told you all you need to know. Yes, Darren Bent is effectively a pre-season game. It's effectively a friendly, but those players really wanted to win it.
Yeah, of course you do. When you get to Wembley and an occasion like this, and as you said there, it's the Community Shield, and you're up against your local rivals, you want to win it. It went all the way. I don't think the quality was as good as we know it can be, but I think it was good enough. And certainly when you go down to the penalty shootouts now, as you said there, Ray, there were a couple of people that kept their nerve. Akanji, we know last time he took a penalty in the Euros, he missed it. Could he kind of put that to one side and score it? And he does. And Manchester City win, but again, going into the new season, I think it would have done a lot more for Manchester United had they won than it would do for City.
Yeah, you can't really read too much into it. Even the fact that United have got themselves a draw in 90 minutes against the champions, then lost a shootout. There's not a lot you can read into it going into the new season. What I do suspect is there's a little bit more about Manchester United. There's a little bit of character. I personally don't expect them to finish 8th, but I might have said that without this game anyway. But in Garnacho, they do have somebody who can win a game in a flash, and we've seen that today. It possibly could have been, should have been the winning goal, but for some dubious defending maybe at the other end, some high quality from City as well. But Garnacho won't be a sub very often this season.
Do you know what, Aid? He plays with that kind of good arrogance where every single time he steps on the pitch, he said to the manager and every single Manchester United fan, I deserve to be starting every single game. And he comes on, the first thing he does, he drives at the fullback, he cuts inside, he has a shot, it gets blocked, and it comes to him again, and he just works it into the box, and once he got in there, he goes ice cold, and he just rolls it into the corner. It's a really good finish, but as you said, he is someone now that's become one of Erik ten Hag's main men. Yes, there's names on paper that probably maybe got more of a reputation than he has, but he right now is doing it every single time he steps on the pitch, and I think moving forward, Manchester United, whatever happens to them this season, if it's positive, he will have something to do with it.
How's Jadon Sancho feeling right now? Because it was a decent pen.
Do you know what it was? But it was just, it just felt again like he was here not that long ago with Borussia Dortmund. They got beaten in the Champions League final. You spoke about the penalty that he missed at that very end. It's just one of those where I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, right, some things are meant to be and they're not meant to be. And as they put it down, I'm thinking, for his own kind of benefit and to kind of push forward and restart his Manchester United career, like, please let it go in, just for him personally. When he misses, you're almost like there was fans in the stadium just outside where we are, and it's almost like they turned around and went, I knew it. And it's just one of those things where, for whatever reason, since he's had that Manchester United shirt on, it just hasn't clicked for him.
No, it hasn't. He now has another chance, and it's clean slate, and maybe too much shouldn't be read into a decent penalty that was very well saved by Ederson. He's got to make it work for him at Manchester United. He's got to make himself undroppable once he breaks into the first team.
Well, there's no more excuses. As we spoke about, you see Garnacho, when he's on the pitch, I'm going to play every single week. I'm going to make sure, Erik ten Hag, you can't leave me out. Jadon Sancho needs to have that same kind of approach. I know, yes, he's more established. He got bought for a lot of money, but we're yet to see it yet. He's yet to justify why Manchester United invested so much money into him. He's going to get opportunities. He's buried the hatchet, it looks like, with Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag has said to him, I'm going to give you another chance. He cannot blame anyone else now. If it doesn't work for Manchester United Football Club, it's because of him.
Yeah, that's. I don't think many can argue with that. Talk to me about Ederson. He's so cool. I joked with you at the start of the afternoon before the game that maybe Pep will play him in midfield. I mean, he's so cool with his penalty that he takes. And listen, that was the 5th penalty. You know, this is a crucial penalty he's taking. He's putting his hand up for that. He's an outfield player in goal.
Honestly, his technique, and even in the game where they're rolling the ball back to him and he's getting pressed by the attacker, it's like he's not bothered. Just clips it out, takes a few touches, and when he put the ball down, I had no doubts whatsoever that he was going to score. You look at other players, like when Johnny Evans put the ball down, the way he put the ball down, his run-up, I thought, oh no, I don't fancy him. Ederson, who's a goalkeeper by trade, the complete opposite. I thought, oh, this is a goal. He waits for Onana to go down, and he just rolls it in the other corner.
It's so cool from Ederson. You've just got to admire the Brazilian. Others as well. I mean, all three of us thought Núñez was going to miss. He's leathered it into the top corner. Again, one of the best penalties you'll ever see.
But you know, I don't mind that, because if you're a bit nervous, and McTominay was one of those, and Núñez to me was the same, his approach to the penalty, I thought, you know what, I don't fancy him. He's ambling to the ball, he's put the ball down, he muck around with the ball a couple of times. But it told me the moment he stepped back and then he ran and he hit it, regardless where the goalkeeper was standing, he was going to go that exact same spot. He was going to go to the goalkeeper's right, hard as he can. He did it, McTominay did it, and in the end, it's a really good penalty.
Yeah, and it's kind of almost unsavable, really, unless the goalkeeper produces some spring out of nowhere. That's unsavable. Talk to me about Jonny Evans. Listen, he's been around the block several times. Not a goal scorer, not a penalty taker, but what happens in training? Do all players have a go at penalties, even if they're having a bit of a laugh? He will have taken some penalties in his life, won't he?
Yeah, and that's the thing in training, and that's why when people step up, what you do in training and what you do out there is completely different. I see some of the best defenders take great penalties. They come to penalty shootouts and they can't hit the target because it's a different level of pressure. When you're in the training ground, you're always having a laugh when you're stroking it in against a second string goalkeeper. There's no pressure in it. It doesn't make a difference. When you come to Wembley in a final, 75,000 people screaming at you to score. It's completely different. So, listen, he understands that. He'll be disappointed now, but he'll put that to benefit. Right, there are bigger things I've got to do this season. We've got to try and get Manchester United back to where he believes. He was there when it was the good old days under Fergie, so he knows exactly what it takes to play for Manchester United Football Club when they were at the peak of their powers. He's got to somehow use his experience to kind of get that to filter through to some of these younger players to tell you guys, listen, what happened last season is not good enough. We need to be better than that, and it starts now. And yeah, he missed, but I thought they played well today, Manchester United.
Yeah, and there's the news today that Matthias de Ligt may well be arriving, Nusayr Mazraoui arriving as well, both from Bayern Munich. All that's to be confirmed, but Manchester United reinforcements in defence and needed as well. But also today, Maguire was back. We know Wan-Bissaka is going to be going. Martinez was back. He's only just come back from international duty. I think that there's a stronger look defensively, as long as they can not have the injuries they had last season. There's a stronger look defensively for United.
Yeah, they've got options, as you said there. If those two guys, Mazraoui and de Ligt, get through the door, at least they've got options, because last season, yes, they were absolutely riddled with injuries. Luke Shaw spent a lot of time out, Martinez, Lindelof, Maguire. We saw Casemiro have to go back there and play. They brought in Jonny Evans, so at least now you'd expect it not to happen. You can never say never, but at least now if two of them go down, they've got another three that could potentially step up, so they shouldn't have as many problems this season as they did last season. But also as well, there's quality there. There's not a drop-off really. When you look at all the centre-halves, yes, maybe you'd say Martinez and maybe de Ligt are probably the ones that you'd say probably stand out. But other than that, I don't think the drop-off is too bad if they get the injuries.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.